We just invented a gun.
That'd be
there you go, APS.
Anthony. Yeah,
we didn't. She didn't lie. You lied. It's fake news. You reached.
the brown toes.
I was winning in volleyball and they couldn't handle it, but that's what I do. I win.
Like so your like foot is white and then it's just like brown.
Yeah. Like this is what I know about nuclear power. If you have nuclear arms, you have power.
I was standing up top, just kind of monitoring, and underneath me, I kept hearing like, "I f***ing love this gun. I f***ing love this gun." Like, Rich, do you love that gun? I f***ing love this gun.
It's so good.
Rich is gonna whisper sweet nothings to that gun at night.
Oh, I love that gun. It's so good.
I do because it's right in my fucking ear.
My dad finds your Trump fucking hilarious. He literally wants to have you record the voicemail, whatever, like answering machine for his personal house.
You
Save that. Put that on the shelf.
What was I'm not gonna say your dad and mom's name on the podcast.
Well, you just bleep it. That's all.
Yeah.
What's the name?
Campbell.
No,
not
name.
Mike Tyson.
No, you can't do it. You can't. No.
Not Mike Tyson.
The first name.
Not Mike Tyson.
Richie, look.
Stop.
I was the ruthless killing, destroying the rain. That's why they feared me.
Don't laugh at it.
All right,
don't laugh at it. Oh, it's terrible.
My moves were
It's right in my ear.
I don't really like that one. I like the Trump.
Hold on. My moves were impeccable. My defense was impenetrable. And I'm crying because I'm not that guy no more. I was a monster.
I hate it. I hate everything. But hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Zulu 24 podcast. As always, I'm joined by Mike Tyson. Oh, stop.
Oh my God.
So bad. And Jordan from Zulu Outdoor. Also special guest today, Rich.
Yeah. How you doing?
Hey.
How you doing?
Old school Rich. We got to come up with a nickname for you.
Red Drink Rich.
Red drink.
Red Drink Rich.
Rich the Fridge. That's been one.
I like when you wear the do-rag on your head.
I do.
Anthony, you remember the other day when I was like, did I send you that thing that I wanted to send you on Instagram? And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about. This just reminded me what it was. I cannot wait for you to watch it. I wish I had sent it to you 10 minutes ago. It's fucking hilarious.
Is it Mike Tyson?
It's Mike Tyson.
It's Mike Tyson.
Oh, God.
I just like your Trump better, personally.
When you called him the other day and we're like, can you do it over the phone for my dad? I was crying laughing.
Oh, he loved it. My dad loved it. He's like, he should do that on the side. Just like, I'm like, yeah.
You should go to Times Square.
Yeah.
And dress up like Trump.
Literally just start doing impersonations online.
No, what's the...
That is our commander-in-chief.
What's but you're not in the military, so fuck cares.
Yeah.
When I do the Trump at West Point, I get weird looks.
No, it's a
prior to him being in office, it was funny, but now that he's the commander-in-chief, they can't. Yeah.
There's got to be some way.
Oh, can you like answer the phones? Be like, hello, I can't even do it. You could like be like, can you call another department? Pretend to call another department as Trump right now.
Like at West Point.
Yeah. Like, something they're like, oh, we need more toilet paper.
I'm gonna call the media department.
Yeah,
and be like,
so like, I wonder if you could go on Cameo and make a profile for
he
Trump
definitely can.
Impersonation.
Of course he can.
Like, you can pay me $50 to do a 2-minute Trump bit.
Trump can go on Cameo and charge $50 for a 2-minute Trump bit.
No, he's gonna charge like $500.
If not more, like thousands.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Oh my God,
he's cool.
Wait, is Mike Tyson on Cameo?
Yeah, of course, probably. Maybe not.
Dave's birthday present. We have to get a cameo.
I don't want
Mike Tyson.
I want to. Come on, tell me.
Well, you got to pick up the phone. So like, ring, ring, ring.
Hello, this is the media department.
I have a very big request for you. We need a lot of posters. We're making a big event. It's the Army's birthday, and we're going to make a big parade, and it also happens to be my birthday, and it's going to be huge. We're going to have a lot of posters. We want you to make the biggest posters you have. What's the biggest poster you could make?
Mr. President, 20 by 20
That's
feet.
not going to be big enough. We're going to need something really big. Put me on the phone with somebody else. Put me on the phone with somebody else. Somebody that can get me a big poster.
Some would say the biggest poster.
Some would say the biggest posters. I already told Cheesy Ping we have bigger posters than them. 20 by 20 is not going to cut it.
So you need a banner, Mr. President, not a poster. A banner?
Don't tell me what a poster is. I've seen big posters. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me.
Can we keep that?
Yeah, of course.
That was a whopping 4 minutes.
You should be fired. You're fired. Oh, God.
Dude, did you see that one meme that it's just like the dominoes falling and it's like, we interrupt this broadcast of The Apprentice to bring the news that Osama bin Laden's been killed. Donald Trump fucking destroys Iran.
Oh, yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Leading up to my 27th birthday, which was this last month, I was like, once I'm 27, I can't get drafted.
That's not true.
If they change the draft age,
On the first wave.
right?
I think it's like 45, isn't it? Like it's like really
it's
high.
whatever you need.
Yeah, I think
Like,
that's what it is. Like,
realistically.
yeah, realistically, they'll just
Yeah.
Conscripts are conscripts, man.
Yeah. If we have foreign troops on American soil, yeah.
Well, anyway,
65.
I was like, all right, just a couple more days, and I'm no longer part of selective service,
Yeah.
right? And then I look at my phone on like Saturday. It was like a day before my birthday or something.
Yeah,
and it was
the
like,
day
oh,
of.
we fucking missiled Iran. I was like, we're cutting it really fucking close. We're cutting it real close.
Mr. President, how did you feel about bombing Iran?
We bombed the shit out of them. I told him that they need to stop with all the nuclear. They kept doing nuclear, so we bombed the shit out of them. If Russia thinks they're going to give them nuclear warheads, we're going to bomb the shit out of them too. We have more bombs than them. We have bigger bombs than them. We have brave fighter pilots, beautiful patriots, beautiful Americans, and we'll just bomb the shit out of them. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Where's the line there?
Keep all that.
Okay, we're gonna play jump rope. Got it.
Yeah. There's no fucking.
Oh, that's so good.
We do a blood diamond op. It's like, what happens when you win a mortar perk? It's like, you get to bomb the shit out of them.
Anthony, I think you're missing a golden opportunity.
I'm not that good, dude.
No, you're good. No, I'm telling you, you're good. My dad was like thoroughly impressed. He was smiling ear to ear. He's like, and he's not a Trump fan, so it's like he just made it whole. He's like, oh my god, he's got the afterwards. He's like, he's got the cadence. He's got the this and that, and oh man, like if he had a script, he's just playing ad lib. Oh my god, and like people would pay for that, like as a goof, like just saying whatever.
I think you have to you can't have a script.
Yeah,
Because if you have a script, then you have
I think maybe some points. Like if somebody said, "Oh, I want you to say something about this,
Yeah.
and this," and like you just look at it like, "Oh, okay, you want that, and that."
Yeah.
Okay, and then like as a cameo thing. But dude, I think it would be hilarious if you came as like to that Gun Gamers game. If you dressed up as President Trump and you had a bunch of Secret Service, you're like, I'm here at the government of whatever, and I love this place. It's very big. It's like. I don't even know I forget what the government or like the city is or whatever the country.
One of the Gun Gamers lore guys filled me in. It's like Sochi.
Oh, so it is like Russia?
No, it's not Sochi. I'm thinking of MSW.
Isn't it like something, I think it's something with an I or whatever. They're probably going to be like.
it's like Gojirian.
Yeah. Gojiria, it's.
Oh, they're gonna get so mad at me in the comments.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like I'm impersonating other people's impersonation.
Oh,
So I don't feel like it's very good.
Okay, you feel that way, which is great because it just makes you better because it really is good. It's good. I think if you dressed up as him,
You don't believe
with
in
the
yourself, and it's going to make you better.
Literally get the big red tie. I'm telling you, if you did that,
Well, I need the blue suit, and I need to put something in it so that like it's just drooping over my You see, my legs are like a foot behind the end of my stomach, and my head's all the way forward.
if you know what would be hilarious if at an MSW Insurgents game, if they ever did that, is if we could find someone that like kind of looks like Putin, and then like we have a meeting with Trump and Putin at the field, like on the premises. That would be hilarious.
We have a great relationship.
and then it's just then like somebody just
You have to bleep that out.
Does he do the TikTok trend, the TikTok good night trend with you? You call him up, he's like, I just wanted to say goodnight. I've seen that before. I don't know.
I just wanted to say goodnight. As you say in your country, sweet dreams.
Might have to work on that one.
Yeah, no, my Russian is not.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's
my
right.
Russian turns into like 1940s German.
Oh shit.
Impersonations are hard.
I'm telling you, Trump is very good.
I was able to do a really good Rich impersonation for a little bit.
Really?
I kind of lost it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you'd have to hang out with me more.
It was like, hey man, like.
Oh, guys do that. Let me tell you, everyone does the same thing. Like guys at work, like, hey man, and I'm like, dude, I don't really sound like, do I? I'm like, I guess I do. When I'm like, hey man, what's up? What's going on? Like,
There it is.
You say hey man so much.
Yeah, I do. Like, hey man, what's up? God, Jesus.
That's it. You're part of Anthony's zeitgeist now.
See, but when Anthony would do his impression of you, it was always like super hyper rich.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
It's like red drink rich.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah, that version of rich.
Oh man. So, you know the whole brown toast thing, Rich?
no, what?
Never
Oh,
mind.
Anthony's got
Never
brown
mind.
toast?
It doesn't exist.
Oh, Rich doesn't watch the podcast. Fucking
Yeah.
shame.
Anthony,
What?
Anthony is brown
Right
toast.
to jail.
You have brown toes?
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
So we were at my house for Memorial Day playing volleyball. Everybody's got their shoes off, but Anthony's like still got his shoes on. So I was bullying him to take his shoes off.
Okay.
And as part of that, I was like, what do you get those crazy toenails that look like tree bark or whatever? So then I just shortened it to brown toes and he took off his freaking shoes, right?
Imagine being so good at volleyball.
Oh, here we go.
So for like 3 podcasts, we started it with Anthony from Brown Toe Studios because Anthony has brown toes, and he would just freak out.
Oh,
and be
like the toenail itself?
Yeah.
he's like, I don't have brown toes. You
Oh.
have brown toes.
I don't have a problem. You have a fucking problem. You have
Now I
brown
kind of
toes.
want to see him. Like, have you showed it on the podcast?
No.
Oh.
He called his wife on the podcast to ask her if he had brown toes. and
Oh,
of
that
course
was
it-
that. Oh, that was that thing. I saw that
Yeah.
clip. I was like, what the? What are you?
Of course you would lie for him, right?
Yeah.
No. It was impromptu. She didn't lie. You lied. It's fake news. They're lying about me.
The brown toes.
But it's progressive.
I was winning in volleyball and they couldn't handle it, but that's what I do. I win.
Like, so your like foot is white and then it's just like brown.
Yeah.
Like, how brown are we talking? Because I'm
like,
thinking,
like brown.
oh, dude, do you have like a fungal infection or something? Like some kind of like thing?
Weird.
So
Oh my God! Now I gotta look up. Well, who has what does brown toes signify? My God.
I uploaded a video recently about a Scar H build for
Yes,
that raffle
yes,
winner.
yeah.
The first comment on it within like 10 minutes was just don't give him your brown toenails.
Oh my God.
it's gotten
I'm
to the
being
point where
cyberbullied.
Oh, that's
players
nice.
are referring to him as brown toes.
Brown
So-
toes. Oh no.
So
Look,
during
that
the most
means-
recent night game,
fantastic.
That means people are watching the podcast.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that's
fucking,
true.
Yeah.
That's fucking
There's more.
fantastic.
There's more.
How you get a call sign.
brown toes.
That's how you get a call sign.
I just want to see it, to be honest with you. Can you show them? Can you show 'em? How about if I come around and I just look at it? And
Not-
Rich, this
and
isn't
I confirm.
OnlyFans, okay?
And I
No
confirm.
foot, no foot reveal.
Anthony
could-
needs an only feet.
We need
no,
what is it?
You
Feet
should. All
finder?
right. I'll see your show me your toes, and I'll raise you a where's Richie Bricks getting bricked up building Legos. You need to do your Lego live stream. You'll be rich, dude.
We're gonna
Like,
have to make Anthony a feet finder account.
He will be rich. You're right.
God.
You know what's really crazy?
I mean, you're rich right now, but you'll be even more rich. You'll be very rich.
I'll tell you this much. I knew a guy that actually did the feet
feet
thing,
finder?
the feet finder, and like his toes were disgusting, and he did get money as a dude. Like, so
Anthony.
you might get
Monetize that shit.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine you have some rare thing where like people are like,
I'd make money.
okay, let's.
if I had brown toes.
I have a question. Well, see, the thing is, I think you do. If people are saying it and like they're really honestly like, "Oh, what's going on?" Let's say, okay, what would be the amount of money where you'd be, all right, feet fine. You're just showing your feet. They don't know. No one will ever find out it's you. Like that's it. Like, how much money would it be worth? Let's say you just take a photo a week. A photo a week in different
And we haven't
locations.
even
How do you know I'm not already on Feet Finder?
Well, that's
That's
maybe
true.
not. That's true.
Yeah.
So let's say you are.
What
Let's
kind
say
of weird shit
I
you
do have hammer toes.
would you say maybe that? Who knows? Maybe there's a whole like list of things. Like I want hammered brown toe feet. You know?
That's in the filter. Like
Yeah.
somebody's-
And like all of a sudden
And then
like
someone approaches you and they're like, "I will give you $10,000 to go do grape stomping."
Oh, dude, I'd join him. Are you kidding me?
Wait. You're telling me you would not do like? Oh, I just want to see them rubbing hot sand or something like that.
Yeah,
Some
like
weird-
they're not asking you to. Never mind.
Done.
If they're right there touching themselves in front of me while I'm doing it, that's going to be a hard no.
You don't have to look.
it's-
No, you don't have to,
It's like
you're literally
OnlyFans for
taking the
feet.
photo. You're just taking the photo, and then like they're buying the content, bro. Imagine like you're just pulling in like 10 G's a month, just
If I
taking
was
4 photos a month.
Crazy.
Could you imagine? Okay, I got a question.
Actually,
If
that's
I
how
was
we know
pulling
he's
in-
10 G's, and you got to take like let's just say 8 photos a month.
If I was pulling in 10 G's a month with
Doing that.
feet pics,
Yeah. 8 photos a month. Would you do it? I think people in the comments say, would you do that? Is that a good deal? I think it's a fucking
I'd say
swell
that's a
deal.
damn
No
good
one
deal.
will
Are you
ever
serious?
know. No one ever knows that it's you.
10 G's a month, they can know it's me. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just, okay.
10 G's a month.
10 G's a month.
But this is how we know that you're not already doing it.
Yeah. Because the brown toes are like,
He's not advertising the brown toes, feet finder.
yeah.
I mean, I'm only making like 500 a month doing it right now.
And then you're gonna have people ask. Oh, then there's gonna be requests like, "Can I have your toe clippings?"
Oh God.
Yeah,
What do you do with
you're gonna have to like find out ways to grow your toenails longer, faster, so you can like really. Because imagine somebody's like, "Oh, I just want those brown toenails," and then like they're
You
like
can't
they
have him
want
rubbing up against socks all day,
they-
so he has to walk around bare feet.
If I sell my toenail clippings, there's a labor involved in clipping them, which means I can hire myself under a company as an employee that is
Yeah.
doing the labor to cut the toenails. So could my labor for cutting off the toenails be a tax write-off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I think that we get a little weird with that. What is it? The 10? No, not 1099. What is
Well,
it? What is it now? Is it new media tax?
But
Isn't
look,
it?
a celebrity foot model can only hire the best toenail clipper. It's not going to be cheap. We can't just have any old toenail
Look,
clipper.
I don't. Look, here's
We
the
need
other
somebody
thing.
that knows what they're doing.
Here's the other thing
and
too
then
is
all
that
of a sudden you're importing rare artifacts.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
well, here's the other thing too. There may be like people that are like, oh, I want to see him go to the spa day, and they'll
Yeah.
pay for your spa, and they'll have like some little Asian lady like cleaning your toenails. Oh, I want the filing dust. Some weird shit. You know what I mean? I want the dead skin. You know what I mean? You get some weird.
The internet is so weird that I just imagine somebody buying toenail dust and snorting it.
Ugh.
Well, then
putting
somebody's
it in their protein powder for more protein.
it's gonna be real awkward when he gets that message. He's like, "These smell so different when they're trimmed.
What if the
feet smell different when
What if the
they're
spa people go? What if the spa people tell you, "Oh my God, sir, you just need this like cream and like they'll go away," and you'll be like, "No, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's my cash now.
That's my
brown
moneymaker,
toes."
man.
The infection in your toe will
If you were
eventually make its way to your heart and
If
kill
you
you.
said no, if you were gonna get money for doing that, no one would know. I would actually look. I would just think you're an idiot because I would do that in a heartbeat if I could sell my toe.
That's how I feel about my idea for your Lego live stream.
I know. You know what? You see, the problem is I'm so like technology. Like I'm like, what's funny is like, I just don't want to set up a computer. I'm so resistant to it because you know what? I used to play computer games like all the time, like in the early 2000s. And I was just obsessed. And now I don't. I do doom scroll on my Instagram. I'm always sending you guys memes. I'm sending many fucking memes. It's crazy. Like, and I'm sending it to like fucking 12 different people. I should just put it all in one chat, but I don't want to do that because then it would just flood. But like,
we used to have a group chat for that. It was called Third Grade Arts and Crafts.
oh, that's good. Yeah. I literally just send you guys a lot. So I do doom scroll on that. No, I don't think so. No, because like but yeah, I just would love to. It would be good. I think it would be fun doing the live streaming. I just need a little spot.
You look so disappointed. You're like cringing.
Dude,
I'm like, how did we get here?
no, I'm envisioning the person that's touching themselves
Oh, to the
toenails?
pictures
Oh.
of feet. Like
Oh.
it's just
Those are the same kind of people that like buy bathwater from TikTok girls.
oh God.
Actually, that's making a comeback. Did you see Dr. Squatch is working with an OnlyFans model to make bathwater?
No. It's Sydney Sweeney. It's the actress.
Right.
Yeah, and it's her bathwater, and she was like, yeah, I don't know. I heard Tom Brady's hitting that or whatever, just at the Jeff Bezos wedding. Like, yo, big old, yeah.
I don't have enough time in the day to follow this.
I thought
Yeah.
Tom Brady only kissed his son.
That's something totally like I don't know what the hell that's about. What?
Did you see the Meat Canyon video with Tom Brady?
Oh yeah, dude, that Meat Canyon stuff is fucking awesome. It's fantastic. Was it? I love the. What was the original one of that? It was the Bugs Bunny one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. And then like
Yes.
Warner Brothers like did copyright. So then everybody's like, this is lore. This is definitely 100% lore.
Ow, you're hurting me. Please let me go, Mr. Bunny.
We found another one that Anthony knows how to do.
That's fucking great. I love it.
Oh my God! But those,
would your mother think?
that stinks.
They just keep taking and taking.
Son, you can't do.
Meat Canyon has a gift.
Yeah,
he
it's
really
very
does
good.
have a gift.
Yeah,
man.
it's really good. There's some. Yeah, it's very good. I wonder how long it takes him to animate all that.
Oh, he's got an animation team.
But I wonder how long it takes, to do that. It's pretty impressive. A lot of people don't. I know, like, I remember like hearing one of the last movies to be hand drawn was like The Prince of Egypt. That's why that movie looks really, really good. It's like one of the last films to like somebody will maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've heard. That's the last one that was like actually drawn. Everything else after that was basically computer or really CGI and everything like that. I know that. So like that. That's why that film looks really good. I know it took a long time. There's another one that was. It may have beat that as far as time. It was like some Netflix movie about Santa Claus, and it took like 10 years to make or some shit. And it was actually a good movie. It was pretty impressive. But yeah, I guess you could look that. Are you able to look that up?
Yeah, so it's given me the last Disney movie to be hand drawn, which was Winnie the Pooh in 2011.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm wrong then. It could have changed since then. Okay.
But then it says I put in Google non-Disney last movie to be hand drawn, and that says Legend of the Seven Seas, which was in 2003.
Okay, all right. So that maybe it wasn't that, but I know that was like as far as pinnacle. I had I dated somebody that was like an artist, like really like that was in that world, motion design, like went to like the top school in the world, which is kind of hilarious because one of the top schools is actually Ringling, which is the same people that formed the Ringling Brothers. And like these people are like 1% of 1% of 1%. Like they're like so highly accomplished as far as like artists and motion design and all this other title sequences for movies and all kinds of stuff. And but yeah, like that I just remember them like always talking about that movie as far as the art style as being good. So I don't know. I guess we're just.
I was gonna let you riff, man.
I mean, I'll just keep going.
I just want to let you riff.
But do we need some news on the field or anything like that? Any new ops coming up or anything?
I want to close a chapter really quick. So
okay, go ahead.
On the previous podcast, I told a story during a night game. Mm-hmm. So during the last night game we did, somebody walked up to me and was just like, "Brown toes," and I was like, "Nah, that's not me." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, you got the wrong guy."
Oh,
well, I got a DM last night.
Let me see.
MF Twisted. He's like, "Hey, good sir, finished watching the most recent Zulu podcast. MilSim days are here. You mentioned some guy calling you brown toes during the night game. Happened to be me. Thought I'd share the interaction. Never felt more gaslighted in my life." And he sent me the video
of you actually not answering the question.
Is this Mr. Brown Toes? Is this Mr. Brown Toes? No, who are you? No, I don't think you are. Yeah, you're who I think you are. I'm sorry. No, you're okay.
You just gaslit the fuck up.
That's hilarious,
dude.
I was like,
that's fantastic.
Who's that?
Can you send me that?
You have to embrace it.
Yeah, you have to embrace it now. Yeah, you gotta.
It's part of you.
But on your hand-drawn movie thing, I will say my brother worked for Pixar between 2012 and 2014.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
They have a fucking warehouse that's just computers all to process all the digital animation they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He does digital animation.
Oh, that's cool. That's sick, actually.
And yeah, dude, like when we went out there and visited him, besides the fact that the Pixar like studio is fucking cool, they have a warehouse that's, I don't even know how potentially big that is, and it's just computers set up to process.
Oh my god, I can just imagine like the equipment to cool it down.
It's so weird. I was just thinking the same thing.
Liquid nitrogen everywhere. They got to keep that shit cool because it probably would soar
so
like
much heat.
300 degrees.
And that was in 2012, 2014 era. Just imagining now, it starts to make sense why companies like Google and Microsoft and whatnot are buying nuclear power plants to power their AI.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Yeah.
Because like this is ridiculous amounts of processing power needed in that time frame 10 years ago. And now it's like you can only imagine what they need to run programs like AI.
You know what sucks about like nuclear? Obviously there's the whole like 3 Mile Island and like Fukushima, but like literally the nuclear.
Microsoft bought 3 Mile Island.
Oh really? Really?
This was last year.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay, but like those reactors are like very bad generation. There's two. I think there's 2 or 3 schools of thought with nuclear power. It's one that you can make it cheap. And it's not safe. It's like a little bit more, and then like it's kind of like and then like it's expensive and it's super safe, and like we just don't want to dump money into it because like either oil or whatever. It's just something, or also the perception of like everyone's going to become irradiated and turn into Godzilla or whatever, or X-Men or something.
That could be further.
What's
wearing an X-Men shirt?
I mean, yeah, exactly. And you know what? Just my luck. I'd have like the worst power ever. I have like I just grow like a long hair out of my eyebrow or some shit. Like it's just like really bad. Like it's not even like anything powerful. Like it's like maybe your toenails become a little longer and you could just be like brown toes. And you can like hang upside down or some shit. Like it won't be like, oh man, I got optic beams or I can like see the future. It's gonna be the worst shit imaginable.
Like, this is what I know about nuclear power. If you have nuclear arms, you have power.
Richie's like aggressively long eyebrow is just the Indiana Jones whip.
Oh God. Yeah, and you know what's funny? I do have that. That's like actually a thing. It happens sometimes. Like I see it. But yeah, like
whip his head to get it.
Yeah, but like they do say now that they can make some nuclear. I know there's like some startups about making nuclear reactors like the size of like a 20-foot or a 40-foot Connex, and then there's ones that are like the size of a refrigerator, and like I forget what they were talking.
The fun part is that the United States government tried this in the 50s, and that's actually one of the worst nuclear accidents that ever happened on U.S. soil.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like a whole big thing. The United States was testing basically shed-sized nuclear reactors in the 50s and 60s. So like everybody hears like 3 Mile Island, and they're like, it was so bad. In comparison to Fukushima or Chernobyl, not that bad. We've actually talked about this on the podcast before.
Yeah.
But in the 50s and 60s, the United States was testing doing stuff like that. So they could basically make a portable nuclear reactor, set that shit up in the desert. But because it was so small and safety regulations were non-existent then.
It's just the material science too. But I know that there's this one startup. I don't even know if it's a startup now.
I've read into this one.
It's viable. Like it's now they've realized, oh yeah, if we use different material, like I think there's one, I obviously somebody maybe in the chat, I heard something about salt, but I think it's something about using salt as the medium for the heat transfer instead of water or something like that. I don't know, like whole
because
thing.
nuclear reactors produce a huge amount of heat.
Yeah.
A lot of 1950s nuclear testing was just bro science.
That's one thing. So there's one of the testing facilities that they were using, they had the last core that was meant to go into one of the nuclear bombs during World War II. It has been named the Demon Core.
Oh yeah, the Demon Core. Yeah.
It's killed like 4 different scientists.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about how like, 3 Mile Island was the worst one. No, that one was
the Demon
fucking
Core.
bad.
Yeah. I remember hearing that the Demon Core one.
Yeah, because they were literally standing there with a fucking rod, opening up the core and seeing how close they could get the edge of it to touching itself.
Yeah.
But if it touched, it would go radioactive and kill you.
Yeah.
And
fancy.
It happened to the first scientist.
Whoops.
And they were like, he died 20 days later from radiation poisoning. Let's do it again. And then the same fucking scientist, or not same scientist, but same group of scientists killed another one and another one. And you're sitting there going, stop fucking touching it. Stop fucking with it.
You're making it mad.
You know what's wrong?
You're literally playing with God. Stop.
Where's the Demon Core?
It was eventually melted down and put back into like radiation fuel.
Yeah.
How do they manage to do that?
By putting it through a nuclear reactor.
Yeah, something like that.
I can look it up to check myself.
Yeah.
I remember watching like a 2-hour documentary.
I still find the funniest like weapon was the Davy Crockett.
Yeah.
I always found that
Is that the artillery?
Yeah.
that's the recoilless rifle, like on the like old 50s like recoilless
Willie's
rifle
Jeep.
thing, and it literally looks like a cartoon version of a bomb, and it literally looks like just a miniature version of that. And what's funny is like the first time I ever heard of that was literally from the Metal Gear Solid 3 video game, because like the bad guy uses it, and you're like, is that like real, or is that like a Kojima like wet, like not wet dream, but like a fever dream or whatever, like just like what the hell? And then it's like true, like they have like footage of it actually firing, and it's like 50 pounds or whatever, and it's like they were really going all out like with all that shit. But like it's kind of It's
the long term environmental effects of radiation.
But now, what's crazy is like Chernobyl. Like they had, what is it? One of the Planet Earth series. They showed how there's like life at Chernobyl, like a lot, and like the radiation has died down a lot. And then there's like bacteria that like kind of eat radiation, and like or can survive like
there's a lot of testing.
It's really interesting. I don't know. It would be really cool if we did have like, if they really did try to make these smaller nuclear powered, things because I just think the whole idea of trying to go electric with cars is kind of stupid, where if you're going to have a power plant that does not move, that's easier to use renewable energy, even if you have to use oil or natural gas and nuclear. But a car, like the batteries are just so like, you got to strip mine. You got to have like, there's only certain places on Earth where it's like refinable and like all these, heavy metals and rare earth minerals. It just seems like a little futile, personally. I don't know. And also I think if you're going to make a vehicle, I like the idea of battery powered. It's cool, but also gas too, or runs on like whatever fuel. Like it's just a whole hybrid. Yeah. Like where it's like a bunch of stuff, not just like you're tied into one. I don't know. I'm going on a tangent.
Well,
all right.
I'll say, so I've had zero experience driving an electric car. We're going to circle back. One of you is going to make a joke. When we went to Iceland, it was the first time I had an electric car.
Oh, yeah.
And it was super interesting because I'd never driven one before. And it was a Mitsubishi like hybrid vehicle.
Okay, yeah.
If we were under 40 miles an hour, it would be electric. And once I went over 40, it would kick into gas.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It was really neat. And then you would notice that when you were applying the brakes, it would tell you that it's also charging the battery.
Oh, yeah.
So like we started with the car on a full charge day one. I didn't have to actually charge that car probably till day 8, because then it was like, hey, if you want to use battery power, like we're dangerously low levels, you should probably plug it in. And then from there, like even then, just putting gas in it, it would still run that 0 to 40 on gas when the battery got too low. That was super neat. It made it so instead of filling up with gas like every 2 to 3 days, I only had to fill up every 4 to 5.
I think for a place like that, like
it made sense.
It makes sense, but like that's really cool. I find that like fascinating. It's like if a good idea is having like the hybrid of those things, because geez, I don't know, like the batteries. I do know that apparently the Chinese EV vehicles are like really good. Like I've seen some videos.
As
of them.
long as there's a MOSFET and it's lipo ready.
No, like some of them are like really like what?
I've seen a lot of videos of them just bursting into flames.
Oh, you've seen that one? Okay,
Yeah.
I see. The thing is, I've seen product ones that like. There's this one company, I can't remember what it is, but the features it has in it, it's like, why do we not have this now? Possibly there's a safety concern or whatever, but like they're like 10 grand. They're like nothing.
Well,
but
like the little
the
Chinese,
US
like,
actually stops them from shipping them in. That's like, I think that's like really where like all this tariff shit went on, because they're like, they could literally destroy the audio industry market, because literally, let's just say the vehicle lasts for 5 years. Right, but it's
10 grand.
But it's 10 grand, and it's got a TV.
It's almost disposable at that point.
It's got massage things. It's got everything. It's like, what the hell is
like,
this?
have you seen those little Chinese like work trucks that don't go over like 40 miles an hour?
Yeah,
They show up in a shipping box, and you just like assemble it in your driveway. It's got,
What is it, like the Timu? Like,
yeah, like the Timu.
It's like the Timu. What is it? The little digger that you like ride in. The little one?
Yeah.
China has their own Elon Musk.
Well,
yeah.
This truck is like
Elon
$8
Ma.
grand. It shows up in a wooden.
Hi, everyone. I'm Elon Ma.
I love now you're gonna have to like
Elon Ma.
Send me that. You're gonna have to send me that.
Yep.
But this truck's like $8 grand. It shows up in a wooden shipping container. You assemble it. The engine's all there. The frame is pretty much all assembled. You just put the cab on, put the side of the bed on, and like put on the wheels. It's like 20-inch fucking wheels. It's tiny, and it doesn't go over 40 miles an hour. It's road legal in the U.S. and it's hilariously small. It only can carry like 400 or 500 pounds.
You know what? I wonder.
It's a go-kart.
You know what? I
It's
wonder.
basically a go-kart in the shape of a small.
You know what? I wonder if something like a good like off-road go-kart thing, electric, whatever, would be good for like the field here for like just emergencies. Like, oh yeah, somebody's on the field. Like something that just gets up there. Hey, I gotta put somebody out in the back. They're messed up or whatever.
It's a bongo.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That's sick.
You get them for like
Dude.
$8 grand. They show up in a wooden crate.
I saw those in Iraq constantly.
Yeah.
And they would I don't think it was that model because they would. I don't know what vegetable or whatever the fuck they were farming. Right?
Yeah.
To me, it looked like giant heads of lettuce. I don't know what the fuck it was, but they would pack those little trucks with a dump truck's worth of this, whatever.
Oh,
it was.
they put wood on the side. And it would be like something.
It was comically like if it went around a corner, it was just gonna tip. Like,
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's even cheaper. It's $3,000.
Oh my God.
That's. I can't afford to not buy one.
Yeah, exactly. Is it electric or
No, it's gas. I remember the first time I saw this, it was like one of those.
Oh my God, it's 2-wheel drive. Okay, so it's 2-wheel drive, so it's like.
When the truck breaks, you can take the motor out and use it in your lawnmower.
I mean,
5-speed manual transmission.
Oh fuck yeah!
But I remember the first time it like
To
popped
go
up.
to 40? What's first gear? 1 to 3 miles an hour, and then you have to fucking change gears.
There's a couple higher end models. Like this one has a lift and dump feature for the bed. It's $9,000.
it's like a scissor lift.
Oh, what the
my
fuck?
God. Yeah,
Why
that's
would you
crazy.
need that?
Dude, so the first time it popped up in my feed, it was
Wow.
like one of those random YouTube algorithms. It's like this $5,000 truck is the best thing I've ever had.
But wait, it's a 1994 Suzuki.
Yeah.
Oh, so this is that. Oh, I'm thinking like newer, like electric little.
So they have newer ones, but this is just the first website that came up when I was looking into them. They have a fire truck version. And it was this dude that had like his 15 acres of land in like Florida. And he's like, I'm just making a farm out here, trying to live off the land. He's like, I don't need to, waste money on using my truck and equipment.
Yeah.
He's like, just buy one of these. And he's just driving it around his property, doing his fucking farming. I'm like, this is awesome.
In all honesty,
I want one.
You could probably modify that to like take the tracks. Like those track things that like track wheels. Probably if you really had to get it to go somewhere or
You're
whatever.
probably right. The engine probably just takes lawnmower parts.
Oh my God, that's crazy. That's nuts. 40? Jeez.
Elon Ma.
But
Yes, Elon Musk.
Elon Ma.
I was to speak about the night game that you just said. I was a little upset that I did not.
You missed a fucking good one, Rich.
I know. I had to work. I worked all this month. Like they just couldn't stop. They just want me to be
And
there.
why was that?
There you go.
'Cause they just want me there.
What was happening in the city at that time that you couldn't come here?
There's just a lot of just a lot of
Say it.
a lot of garbage.
A lot of
Say it.
unhappy folks.
It rhymes with diet.
Oh, riot.
Starts with an R.
Oh, riots.
Riots.
I don't know if there was any. There was a little bit for like one of the Israeli parades or something like that. There was apparently something, but nothing happened. I don't know. They just blocked. They use our trucks for blocking sometimes. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I missed out on Pride. I was like a couple away from being called for that. That would have been great. You gotta
All the garbage you got to pick up.
Imagine being paid to protest.
being paid to protest. I don't know if that's like
A professional agitator.
I don't know if that's a thing.
All
I
right,
think
FBI, calm down.
I think there's just
If I got 10 grand a month and all I have to do is show up and have a sign that says I'm not down with this sort of thing.
oh yeah, I mean, there's that, but I think there's a lot of people that just they just got a lot of time on their hands, and when you're like really motivated and like, and you,
If they were so motivated, why don't they have a job?
some of them may, I don't know. Like I think it's just like a lot of people just.
That was my boomer coming out.
It's like
Why don't they
Tuesday-
just pick themselves up from the bootstraps?
Tuesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, brother? I got work to do, man.
I found this one Instagram channel just recently. So speaking of boomers, that literally this guy and his sister said, "All right, we got to like." The whole idea of it is like we have to start talking to our parents again because they're completely politically different. Like they like I think they live in Los Angeles or something. The sister's like vegan now or something, and like the mom and dad are like really MAGA Trump 100%, and like they just ask questions because they're like, look, we do it on the podcast, and then when we see each other at Christmas and whatever, all these holidays, we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about any of this. But the craziest one, I actually thought like this has to be satire or like this got to be a bit. This has got to be the best actor I've ever seen. But he's dead serious. He's like, Dad. He asks a question. That's how he goes, Dad, do you think the government should make drinking water safe for everybody? And he's like, no.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah. You can tell that like, and then he's like, he literally, and he goes, it should be up for and then even his wife, who's like kind of with him most of the time, is like, what? What are you talking? And like, yeah, it should be like the people locally and the government there. And they're like, but Dad, that's like what a government does. And he's like, oh, I thought you meant the federal. And he's like, yeah, but the federal gives money to pay those people to like do the scientific test to make sure well, they can raise taxes everywhere. And like, oh, so you're okay with raising taxes? No. And it's just like, it's as he's talking to this guy, I'm like, I actually thought, it's funny, there was a comment going, is your dad got like dementia or something like that? Because like, it sounds like you're just like, and it's like, he's just angry. Like, it's just like, some of this stuff, I went into a rabbit hole. It was like the past week and a half. And I was like, dude, this is crazy.
Imagine working for a living, raising 2 fucking ungrateful kids that then moved to California, and every holiday they come back and put a phone in your face, and they're like, "Do you think the government needs to?"
No, he doesn't. No, they literally they weren't talking. They weren't talking.
I'd
for
be
a while.
angry too.
Yeah, they weren't talking for a while, but like,
yeah, you don't talk to them for a while. They come back. The first thing they do is put a phone in your face. They're like, "You think the government needs to clean water?"
They asked it. They wanted to do it. They were like, it's a whole thing. So it's like, it's just they're like, what is it? The unnecessary conversation, I think it's called. But like, it's just very interesting. It's like, wow, But then sometimes the kids are wrong too.
I feel like with the old man, he just doesn't want big government. So the government shouldn't tell us to do anything.
Yeah.
It should just run the fucking country, right? And his point was probably that he was trying to make was that the states and local municipalities, it's their job to make sure that their water is good. It's not the federal government, because
exactly
the federal government should be fucking tiny.
Yes,
in my opinion, it should take care of the defense of the country and foreign affairs.
Yeah,
that's it. States run everything else. But because it makes more sense that way.
Here in New Windsor, we have seen what it looks like when big government and small government don't communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Because New Windsor was like, oh, we're going to set up this whole new water system. We're going to get off the city aqueduct, like this, that, and the third. And the federal government's like, cool, we're going to do fire suppression training at Stewart Airport with National Guard and like state, fire. And then all of a sudden, the foam from the fire suppressant training got into New Windsor's water. And then for like 5 years, New Windsor couldn't use that brand new water system that they spent a bunch of money on switching over to, because the water was now contaminated. And they didn't tell anyone for like the first year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and a bunch of people got sick because of it.
So did anybody turn into an X-Men from that?
No.
No one was just
people in New Windsor started figuring out when like your shower water was giving you a rash.
Oh.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, hey, like stop drinking the fucking water because it might be making you sick.
Oh,
and then,
God.
Like,
fuck.
That's why we have like the water jug, like the 5-gallon Poland Spring thing at my house. And then I ended up getting
that makes sense.
As humanity, as it doesn't matter what country, political beliefs, it doesn't matter. We are the fucking worst when it comes to contaminating water.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like everything we do, like, no, it just fell on the ground. It's good.
Yeah.
Like, where does our fucking water come from? Like, it's fucking wild to me. It's absolutely wild to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of happy. What was it that in the new most recent bill, they were going to sell public lands or something like that? They were going to sell federal land. And then like, everybody's like all sides were like, yo, what the hell? Like, what are you going to have like Coca-Cola buy this stuff, or like some corporation? They're going to like just put things. So I think that did get stopped, because it's like, yo, man, come on. Like, it's federal land. It's like untouched. It's like the last wilderness possible of like anything. Like, come on, man. Let's not do that. But yeah,
it's fucking wild. There's so much shit happening in the background that none of us know about.
Yeah.
And so there's all this like wheeling and dealing, and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
So this is what you do about it. At Thanksgiving, you get into a heated screaming match with your aunt.
And then you shove a phone in her face and say, look how they react when you bring up the truth.
I have relatives like that. Like, there's no meeting up with them for anything without them bringing up whatever it is they read on the news that they're upset about.
I abstain from all those. Thankfully, that doesn't come up very often, but it has in the past with some family members. And I just turn around and walk away, dude. Okay. I'm not interested in it because I simply know that it's just going to be a bad time. And I'm not going to change their mind. They're not going to change mine.
Yeah.
So let's just have a burger.
Yeah. I tell them, I'm like, look, it's a lot more important. Like, the people you have sitting next to you right now are more important than who's sitting in the Oval Office.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
People escaped communism. Okay.
The thing is,
people escaped communism. Think about that. People escaped Fidel Castro. People escaped Mao. People escaped.
Insert time period.
Right.
Soviet Union. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there were Jews that escaped the Nazis.
Yeah.
That were like there. Like, they got out of the concentration camp and escaped, and they were alive and told the story, right?
Yeah.
You had to be around the right people. Like, you could be in hell, but if you're around a bunch of fucking devils,
I think the whole
If you're around a bunch of demons, as Alex
Yeah.
Jones would say it, demons, space reptilian demons.
what kind of sucks now is like
You got to be, it's your team. Joey Diaz once said, "You don't need all these friends. You need 3 motherfuckers.
yeah.
You have 3 motherfuckers. You could take over a country." I subscribe to that. I'm not gonna yell at my aunt
Yeah,
at Thanksgiving over whatever the hell she thinks.
I think people nowadays are there's no. So here's the thing: is like
This is
especially-
Patreon. This is Patreon content.
Well, they're
especially-
turning politics into sports.
Well, not even that. See, the thing is that, like, let's just say you actually concede. I haven't seen anyone concede ever yet in like the past like 5, at least I would say 10 years, at least concede, where you go, it's somebody on another side of an issue and go, you know what? You have a point there, because the other side goes, see, we got you. And so like, it's just like negotiating with a terrorist. You just can't negotiate with somebody like that, because they're just going to keep take.
Yeah.
So there's no like, I think what has happened is we've fallen from a high trust society, which is important, because look, people can be different. They're look, where you live, it changes. Like, dude, the things that work in New York City will not work in Middle America, and vice versa. Like, it just doesn't. It's just not gonna. Yeah. Guess what? We have to fund the subway system. There is no subway system in the middle of Nebraska. Okay, like right there, there's a simple change right there. So a simple difference. But like the problem is that people just don't. We really look at people as another side, as like the enemy or whatever. And I think we're more similar than whatever. And I honestly, the existential, what is it? They call it
nightmare fuel.
No, the existential
Crisis machine.
No, square crisis machine. Like I'd seen a fake commercial of it, and that's literally what it is, because it just feeds in that like animalistic reptilian brain, like danger, everybody's danger. I'm gonna fucking die every fucking 5 minutes. And like you said, I think, Anthony, is that
Reptilian space demons.
you need the best thing to do is worry about your friends and family, and then you work out from there. And I think a lot of people don't realize that their local government is like really important. And
if not more important.
no, more important.
It affects you directly.
Yeah, and people don't. And I think, and you got to think about the people that are doing they don't want you to know like what's going on. They kind of keep, wanting to be in power. They don't want to know about knowing about a local election. They'd rather know about like the national event election, because it's just like,
Dude, the last local election here in New Windsor, like, I think the vote difference was like 14 votes between who got elected and who didn't.
Oh, really? It was that?
Yeah.
tight?
It
Oh,
was
that's
that
crazy,
fucking
actually.
tight. So it's like,
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
yeah. And
So a little bit more than what I'm thinking. I was thinking
Yeah,
like,
no, it was
one
like-
guy just blowing out,
No, the margins were like real fucking close. Actually, like I remember because this popped up in my Snapchat memories, the day that I had to drive down to DC and pick you and Tyler up after the AMS game. That was the primary elections here in New Windsor. That was even closer. It was like 6 votes in the primary.
That's just a group of boys that are like, man, let's go vote.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the
Yeah, that's
difference.
crazy.
Like,
that was the difference between who won that primary election or not. It was like 6.
Wow, I wonder. You know what? I wonder if that's changed now. That my perception, like I just said.
But again, this
because
is
it used
kind
to
of
be,
a
it
small
used to be
town.
the fact that people didn't know about their local elections, but maybe because of the phone, and like they're able to get information. Like some councilman, they always recording those councilman things, and he says something like completely ass backwards. You're like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah. Well,
like
I mean,
what are we doing? Like
again, this could also be completely contradictory to most other places. Like New Windsor is a smaller town, but
Yeah.
most of the people around here are pretty involved in their local politics.
Okay.
Because also, I don't know if you've been to my house.
Yeah.
I'm on a cul-de-sac in the middle of fucking like a neighborhood that it's pretty hard. Like you can get lost. The amount of people that have been trying to go to my house, calling me, going like, "Where the fuck? I can't find it." Like Google Maps.
yeah, because the road coming into your house looks like a path.
Right.
Yeah,
It looks like an alley.
It does look like an alley. It looks like a
Like, what
dirt
the
path.
fuck,
Yeah.
dude?
2 to 3 times a year, somebody's knocking on my door and they're just like, "Hey, I'm so and so. I'm running for town council," or "Hey, I'm so and so. I'm running for state, Senate." They will still go door to door in New Windsor and still stand
interesting.
there and like talk to you. Like I can't remember the dude's fucking name, but he worked for the town around the same time I worked for the town. And one day he was standing there knocking on my door. I'm like, "What are you doing here?" Like, and he's like, "I just want to talk to you about politics for a minute because I'm running for state senate." I'm like, "Okay, cool. Let's talk for 20 minutes." Like
I'd be
that's
like,
still
get
happening.
out of here.
Yeah.
I entertained it. And it still happens at least here. Now I don't know. We could go 30 minutes away to Poughkeepsie.
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie's a rather large city. They might not have the same kind of like interest or the same kind of results as you would in a smaller town like New Windsor.
The other thing too. Here's another thing people don't realize. Like think about this. Like America is obviously very divided now with a lot of things.
Yeah.
And let's just say, knock the players off. Just like whatever, the personalities and all that. You know, the personalities. Come on, you got to give me Trump right now. You got to give me a Trump, like, personality. Oh, you're saying nothing? Nothing?
I think his meds are kicking in.
Oh, there you go. Now you can't
That's why I
talk.
said don't take your meds till halfway through the podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Both his pupils are the same size. so
Fucking airball, man. Airball. Terrible.
Airball.
But
Both his pupils are the same size.
yeah, so we know it's kicked
That's a
in.
good one.
Dialed in, locked in.
oh, I got to my work is calling me. Can we pause this for a
Yeah,
second?
yeah, yeah.
Pause it.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh. I guess
Wouldn't
when
work
you get
well.
that request, it's
I'm classy, so I just use a piece of bread.
oh, that's good. yeah.
Oh,
I got no hot dog buns around here.
you ever have a hot dog sandwich growing up?
Oh,
Mom didn't want to go to the store and get buns, so she just sliced the hot dog and put it on white bread.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
How about a fried bologna sandwich?
No, I wasn't a bologna.
Fried bologna sandwiches
Really?
are fucking so good, right? On a pan. And then you would get I remember having this mustard that was pretty artsy at the time, called bone sucking mustard. It was like jalapeno mustard. It wasn't really that spicy. It was fucking delicious. It's like from North Carolina. Now I'm thinking about it, I should go order online some because it's so good.
That
It's
reminds me of the seasoning that I was given. It was good shit by Nice Cock Seasoning.
Oh,
wow.
That's a thing.
So like the
in your
coming
face.
like nice cock,
Nice cut, Gary.
God, that movie where it's like, I would have sex with you right now if you could just promise me one thing, that you'll never die.
I
sorry.
promise.
I promise I will never die.
I was slightly off. It's called Good Shit by Big Cock.
Oh,
there you go.
oh, that's neat. Okay, okay, good
I
shit.
will 100% say it is good shit.
Oh, there you go.
And then we'll put a rooster on the label, but we'll call it a cock. You know? It's so good. It'll be so good. I was hoping so bad that you were going to show us that label, and it was a giant dick on
It's
there,
not.
and not a fucking.
So can I show
rooster.
my like saga off a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. We can actually talk about airsoft.
This is the seasoning that I use.
All right,
Microplastics.
microplastics, very nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Put that shit on
All
everything.
right, I think let's put our phones down for a moment, Mr. Doom Scroller.
He's the problem.
All right, so, all right, now we're all focused on me. Jesus Christ.
That's it. You're up.
Well, in lieu of politics, you know what happens in airsoft? We're all united under one front.
We just don't want to. No game should have multicam. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Why'd you rack the Saigo when you said that?
But yeah, this is the Saga 12K, the Tokyo one. It's a lot of fun.
I will say, so airsoft shotguns always come up short, right? They do exactly what a shotgun does. They shoot multiple BBs at one time, but when you pull the trigger on most, it's like click.
Yeah.
They suck. It's the most
there's no-
anticlimactic shit ever.
Yeah, there's no blowback or anything like that. So
Just- there's nothing. You're like in your head, you want to be like boo, boo. You know what I mean? That thing comes close. It's like the most satisfying airsoft shotgun I've ever dry fired.
we'll dry fire. Let everybody like.
Okay, everybody lean in and turn your audio up for the best experience.
All right, we're gonna see. Ready?
It's got that deep bassy.
Yeah,
noise,
I mean, and it's got a bunch of shit on it, so it's like it's a little heavier, but yeah, this is really fun. I put a buffer tube on it, this upper rail, so like I can put a light and a laser and the red dot. I'm trying to get this one thing from Asia that like it's literally sitting in a port. I don't know where it is. It's in customs. It's been customs for like literally a month and a half now. It's like a Red Wolf order, and I'm like every week I'm asking them, "What's the status of the order?" We haven't gotten anything yet. It's a giant bulk order. Da, 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 da. I was like, "Oh, okay." And but yeah, like takes AK grips, no modification. The cool thing is the tracer unit. I want to use that for the 12th, right? The 12th is the night game. Come to the night game. July 12th, and there's a swap meet. I'll be selling a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I need you to get it out of the bathroom.
Yes. Get it out of the bathroom. But yeah, it's a really unique system how it works. It actually the piston is actually in the bolt, and then there's like the tri nozzles here. So it's the same as like, the tri shotguns and stuff. It just barely moves. It just moves once the.
Well,
bolt is forward.
I think they solved like a common gas gun problem, and that's that the bolt picking up the BB out of the mag destroys the BB sometimes. And
yes.
I'm not a gas gun guy, so
No, that's true.
so I'm not going to read your comments about how gas guns are superior. But yeah, but
Actually,
but the fact that the BBs actually load into a separate thing, the bolt just kind of moves because it's a gas gun, but it's not actually like making any contact with the BB.
yeah, no, it's not. So it's like it's kind of cool, and then it does have the dry fire feature, and then it also stop on empty, so you're not like just blasting through.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got the big mags. They're like 90 rounders. There's the small mags. I got them over there. They're like 45 rounds, so 15. But then I got this thing, the mag well adapter from AirTac, and
So
then you could put M4 mags in it. And to tell you the truth, you'd think, oh, it's kind of goofy, but it's really like
it's kind of the same.
it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you can use the short mags too.
Have you haven't played with this at all, have you?
I've not. We were just shooting it the other couple weeks, maybe a month ago. But yeah, it shoots really well for what it does. With 3.2s, it's pretty straight. It is a fixed hop up though. I heard somebody's trying to create a hop up for it. I guess it would have to be top down, and that's the problem. Like, I think if another company had made this, well, I don't think it probably wouldn't be as good, but they would have been like, oh, all right, we'll just make a top down hop up system. But like Tokyo Marui never likes doing anything like that because they want they're like actually want the replica to look like it, so they don't want a hole or anything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this line, I zip tied it, and I was like just fooling around with it, playing with it. I'm like, oh, it didn't even get in the way. But what I might do, there's like some 3D printed stuff that you can. There's a 3D printed trigger guard that you can put in, and then it'll go into the pistol grip and then dangled out the bottom. And then you basically got an air gun. But yeah, and then yeah, that's it. And then I got a kit.
It's got some spread. I think if they at least hopped the center barrel.
It hops both. Oh, you mean like as far as like actual adjustment?
If you could at least adjust the hop on the center barrel, at least one BB is gonna have more range.
I will say, so as I look through this barrel,
which is reminiscent
like
of a shotgun.
Tokyo Marui, there's 3 barrels in there, so like basically they spin them, not like they spin them like this. So that's why the spread kind of like corkscrews. But if you just line them up like this, they do fly out like pretty straight, like for what the power is out of this thing. But yeah, I'm gonna get the bullpup kit from I got it over here. ITP, very expensive, but it should be fun. It'll be like this big. It'll be like this little thing, like, and it's cursed. Apparently, Anthony's like, oh, it sucks. It's cursed. And you know what? Most of my guns.
Okay.
Let me take my
seeing it. It's an actual like Groza kit.
Yes,
so it's not.
And it's made well. Like it's like aluminum. It's nice parts. It's like finishing is nice. The Cerakote.
I was imagining every other like SRU 3D printed.
No. But look, most of my guns they can be cursed. But then once everyone fires them, they go, all right. I get it. Okay.
IP7 case in point.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't know about this with this stock, with this tank. And then you're like, oh, well, it shoots. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah. There was like the last game a couple weeks ago where I was really I finally played with the MP7 and I was literally like shooting people from really far. Like I don't know I guess the description is there's what do you guys call that? The overpass?
Overpass, yeah.
The overpass and shooting all the way into, what would you call that side? Like going that direction?
Just the south side.
The south side?
Yeah,
you call that south? Just hitting people. I'm like, I love this gun. Oh, you're on the roof going like, what is going on? I'm like, I'm like, I got such a boner right now shooting all it. But I was like literally wiping people out. And then like, I'm like, shoot this gun. And then it's like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What is this shit?
I was standing up top just kind of monitoring. And underneath me, I kept hearing like, I fucking love this gun. Fucking love this gun. Like, Rich, do you love that gun? I fucking love this gun.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Rich is gonna whisper sweet nothings to that gun at night.
Oh, I love that gun. It's so good.
I do appreciate that you bought 2 of the shotguns, and so one is like, your tactical shotgun, and then you're gonna
bullpup the other one, yeah.
Right? I can appreciate that because that's the non, your tactical shotgun looks so fucking cool.
Yes.
And to take all that shit off and make it a bullpup would be.
Yeah, it's just at this point, it's just
a gorgeous gun.
Yeah.
I you know what? And that was used, so I don't know. It's working now. It has. So I think it's missing like one front part that I had to like make sure that the rail fit. So I was like, you know what? Let me get a new gun that just has all the parts. Everything's in there. I know what it is. The fitment's going to be good, and all that. But yeah, this is going to be a CQB monster. And I think the night game is going to be cool with the flash and everything like that.
Oh, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah. If anybody ever sees me on the field and they want to, and they see me shooting it, and you always come up and ask, "Oh, can I see that thing?" Because a lot of people don't have them. And then, but once you see what it does, you're like, "Oh, that's kind of cool for airsoft." Yeah. Like how it it's 3 barrels. Like my concept of these guns is, it's kind of a meta where like, okay, we can't use full auto, right? Except if you're saw. But you're limited on range as well, like well, not range, but the minimum engagement distance.
Yeah.
So with this, it's gonna be a green tag. It's gonna be like because it doesn't have that much power, but I'm able to spam 3 rounds every time. So it's almost the suppression factor in this new CQB is gonna be like. So I was thinking that, you know. But,
I love it.
And it's and it's 1,000%. This model is not the S. There's a shorter one, the SBS, but it doesn't have the power because the barrels are shorter. But 1,000%, no one could ever say I'm full autoing. It only has semi and safe.
Yeah.
So no matter what, I could pull the trigger as fast as I can. And it's not really like super fast. Like
no, it's still got to move a bolt.
Yeah. So, but it's not going to be like, oh man, he's shooting full auto. I'm like, then I'm just pulling the trigger really good.
It's an airsoft shotgun that did shotguns justice.
Yeah.
Like that is a class.
I've seen the Wolverine. A guy had it at one of the local swap meets.
You were interested in that at one point too.
I saw that, and dude, that gun is light. When I say light, it literally weighs about as much as this fucking magazine. It's kind of goofy. I'm like, it's crazy, but
What will we?
That thing shoots like 8 at a round, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you guys come across it at the field yet?
No.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it, so I'm wondering if it's like a kind of a dud. I mean, it does have a top-down center hop-up, and I'm like, I feel like I'd get that gun. It wouldn't perform as well, but then I'd give it to Anthony, and he'd be like, oh, yeah, if I do this like 3D printed part, and I like make it like fucking something, and I go, oh, man, this is like, you know, this is a cursed gun, and you know what? This gun doesn't work, Rich, because you touch yourself at night. You know what I mean? So that's like basically
this is a cursed gun.
I don't think that would be the case though, because like him and I fucked around with a Flak 10, which is like the predecessor to that one. Also, it's a weird one because like the rule of thumb here is.
You mean the Flak 10 we made a whole Forgotten Weapons parody on? And
yeah, shut up.
The video's edited. It's just we just have it up. I don't know where it is.
I think
I sent you a Dropbox link to it, and you didn't touch it.
I think so. It's good to go.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm going to upload a Forgotten Weapons parody this week.
But I sent you the Dropbox link a while.
I think you should.
What I'm trying to get at is that it's technically you pull the trigger and it fires like 5 or 10 BBs down one barrel. Like there's an argument to be made that that's uncontrollable.
Uncontrolled full auto. Yeah.
Yeah. Because thankfully we haven't had to rule on that gun yet. But
nobody has it.
Yeah. Well, not the Flak 10, but the Wolverine.
No, the Wolverine,
it's very similar in design to the Flak 10.
It's kind of like a mini, what is it? A mini version of the 40 mic where it would just shoot like, that's like kind of how it works.
But like your gun is 3 BBs per trigger pull. It's a shotgun. It's 3 individual barrels.
Yeah.
1 BB down, 1 barrel at a time.
Yeah.
With the Flak 10 and the Wolverine gun, if it's just like 8 or 10 or 12 BBs coming down.
I think it's 8 BBs.
Like I can tell you from shooting the Flak 10, once you release the trigger, it was still firing those BBs. Like once you pulled it was still going.
What I shot it was pretty fast. It definitely was like, it was pretty fast. It wasn't like, unless you like change the dwell setting or something like that.
But my argument
that was a really good sound effect.
It might be borderline uncontrollable full auto from a Zulu standpoint in terms of rules.
Yeah, it's kind of getting in the weeds.
Have you seen this cursed gun yet?
I've seen that.
I never thought I would ever do one of these, and I have to show it because it's so cursed. This is made by APS. This is not just made by APS.
A perfect shooter, right?
It was. No, a piece of shit. APS stands for a piece of shit. This was not just them taking a Marui spec M4 design and then making it themselves really poorly. This was like they took all their engineers and locked them in a room and they said, you're going to invent a gun from scratch and you're not leaving this room until you finish doing that. And this is what they came out with.
It does look like a Halo rifle.
Mom, I want Magpul PDR. We have Magpul PDR at home.
Yeah.
I always wanted that gun. I was going to get.
You didn't have one.
I was going to get one, but then I kind of went heavy into the MP7 because then I bought 2 of those things and I had Bingo do those and I was like, The other thing was, and he kind of steered me away from it, if I remember, because like the hop-up chamber, he had to clean out the whole thing because it's like a tube inside the body to feed to the hop-up, and it's just not that real.
Do you know how many APS parts are inside of this?
Inside, like, so it's an AG, right?
It's an AG.
Okay, and you're talking about internals to make the gun function as an AG, or actual parts,
Like
body parts too?
Internal body.
Oh, there's probably
internal AEG.
I'm going to be honest with you.
parts.
I wouldn't be surprised if you just told me that you just took the whole gearbox out and replaced the whole gearbox and actual shell and everything. And I bet you the only thing that you kept was the air nozzle because you needed it because it's like some weird specific air nozzle. No?
So internally, this is just an AK. AK hop up.
Okay.
Version
Yeah, and I
3
knew that. I knew
gearbox,
that, but
Which
sometimes
means
like
there's 0 APS parts in there.
No,
There's-
there is one.
there's one. What's the one?
So this trigger bar
Okay.
reaches back and pulls the AK trigger on the gearbox. So the trigger on the gearbox is an APS trigger.
Okay. So I was close. So the nozzle,
I tried to salvage like the selector plate, but even that was just like so bad. It was getting stuck. Like the way they cut the teeth for the little gears on it, like they just do everything wrong. Like they need somebody at that company that just tells their engineers this is why we can't have nice
Well,
things.
here's the thing. Like, you got to give them credit where credit's due, because when that gun came out, everyone had an M4, and it's copy. And they actually, taking a risk like that, there's a lot of like R&D just to do it. I you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'll give them that. Like, give them that. Like, it's not just, oh man, we just like copied Maru like 14 times. It's something unique. I feel like it would have been cool if there's plenty of bullpups out there that. Like there's the SOC, I think it's SOC. I think Aries made that. There's so many other bullpups. If they made it based on a real rifle, I'd be like, okay, cool. Or if they just really what they should have did is go right into the sauce and be like, you know what? We're making a Halo gun, like a real one that like shoots. Because then
That's the FAMAS.
Shut up.
The FAMAS is the battle rifle.
when are you gonna get a gas blowback from us? Get the Northeast one where you can really.
I wouldn't touch it.
I want a gas
Why not?
blowback.
Why would you not touch that?
Bro, aftermarket parts support's gonna be few and far between.
Yeah,
if you're gonna buy a gas gun that you can get aftermarket parts support.
Yeah.
Gun and needle.
Of course. But look, this guy.
I think I would just want a GHK M4
Yep.
What about a Marui?
Or that.
or that. I think the GHK would be cheaper.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. After shooting this, I think you might want this. Like if you're gonna go gas blowback, right? Limited ammo, you're gonna go up close and personal. Shooting 3 BBs, kind of nice. And then look, all you gotta do is like, you know what? I just feel like fucking people up today, and I go snap, and then I just use an airline that you have. You have an airline for.
If I ran a Sega 12,
And then-
I would use the Sega 12 mags.
Yeah. Okay. But then,
Very based.
But then you can use, a Magwell adapter. These are really nice from AirTac. I would suggest anybody that does get their gas blowback.
This is the first time I've seen a Magwell adapter that I don't fucking hate.
It's really nice. And I think, Anthony, what were you saying about what's the print quality on this? This is like a different type of print thing. I think I remember you telling me about it last time.
Well, there was a moment on the podcast
so-
where I talked about that Magwell adapters are gross.
Yeah, usually they're gross.
That one's done right.
It's pretty clean. Dude, it looks like...
I like that you can route
So
it.
there's 3 main types of printers. They're all 3D printers insofar as they are printing things in 3 dimensions, but how they're doing it is different. So
Yeah.
I have like FDM printers.
Okay.
So that's basically a spool and a filament. You basically have this like vertical hot glue gun that's squirting plastic
Yep.
in 3 dimensions and making a shape.
I think that's the typical
And then there's-
person that says, oh, 3D print, and that's the most standard.
And then there's, because you can make some working parts with FDM prints. Then
Okay.
there's resin. Resin will make really nice small details. It really has good resolution on the part, but it's more brittle. And that's actually a liquid resin that's curing with UV light layer by layer. And then there's MJF printing or like SLS printing. And that's like a powder, and it lays down a flat bed of powder, and then a laser comes, and it's basically welding or etching that layer,
Mm-hmm.
and then it wipes off the excess powder, puts on another layer of powder. Now we do the next layer. So that's what this is, like an MJF print, and this is with like a carbon fiber nylon. And the print quality on these printers are really nice. They're super expensive.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And there's a whole process to doing it.
Yeah, but you
So-
can see the quality difference, like the texturing and just how it is. Like it almost
Yeah.
doesn't look like a 3D printed part.
No, it looks like it's injection molded.
No, it,
kinda.
it does. Yeah, so I could see where, you know what I mean. Like,
Well, you could see the layer lines. You can't
Yeah, you
see
can.
it.
yeah, but I'm
But
saying
it's very different.
it would be only to people that really 3D print all the time. But your standard run of the mill person would be like, oh, is that just like a plastic part that like just they wouldn't even think it's 3D printed. I think. They would-
Yeah. And what's awesome with this type of 3D printing technology is you do get this quality and this strength, and you get to do geometry.
That's what it seems like.
You
See
get to
the-
fabricate things that you wouldn't really be able to do otherwise.
Yeah, you
if
see
you were
that
machining
top
or injection molding.
See that top part where the baby is? That's a copy of this of that, and
Yeah.
that seems very intricate. Like it's like little cuts and angles, but I can see
Yeah.
like a 3D print. You'd have to really clean that up, like with the other one that you have.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised how
Yeah.
forgiving certain things can be. But no, this is a nice part. I don't even think what tap airsoft.
No, this
No,
is
AirTag.
AirTag.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
it's
I don't think-
Ireland or something like that.
I don't think they printed it themselves. They probably outsourced the printing, which is really easy to do with MJF prints.
Yeah.
Because once a company has that machine, because it's such a huge investment,
Yeah,
you know, if you
Kinda-
want to afford that thing, you ought to be,
Yeah.
you ought to, you know,
you
gotta
just
be
might as well get farms, then you just get another
Yeah.
machine, and then another
you might as
machine,
well
another
be a farm
machine.
and print for people.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was thinking of doing that for some products. There's cost and stuff, but it's neat.
But guess what? Next night game. How about this? Next night game. All right, we're gonna have Brown Toes here. He'll use this shotgun, right? And I got mags. I got 3 of these long mags, and I got 4 of the short ones. If Connor gives me the last of the mags, he'll have 4 of these, right? You can use this thing, and I'll use the bullpup, and we'll just go crazy. And I'll use the magwell adapter for my bullpup.
Do you have a tracer for both?
I have a tracer for both.
Okay.
I have 2 tracers for both, and we can have him use the gas blowback and just blast people. I think you'd have a fun time.
I
think,
suck at airsoft, dude. I'm just gonna get killed. And
well, then that's okay. Then you'll just look cool doing it because that's basically what airsoft is anyway. So, yeah. But I would like to use that. What we're thinking about going to American MilSim possibly. Is that a thing?
Got to put a boss unit on it.
Oh God, Jesus!
Task Force Tinnitus.
I know.
Task Force Tinnitus.
what team are we doing? Are
We don't know
doing
yet.
We haven't figured that out
green, tan, or multicam?
You know, okay, so
Yeah.
so what I've always done as a rule of thumb, and I think everyone should do this. I know this is kind of like for you, this
yet.
may
What
be
you're about to say.
this may trigger you because this is a game organizer thing. I always bring both sets of camouflage because if the other team is getting decimated, hundreds of people, like let's say it's 200 versus 200, and 100 people leave on the other side.
Yeah.
It's no fair. Like you're just curb stomping people and they're not able to get out of spawn, or it's no fun. Switching then is good. I'm not talking about like, oh, I bring the uniform on the field and I switch up like every 5 minutes. I've never seen anybody do that, but I'd be remiss. You know what? Somebody would bring like, I could see somebody doing that, getting pants that are like this almost green,
Yeah.
almost brown color,
Alligator.
and then literally they just have tiger stripe blouse and then a desert tiger stripe blouse, and they're just switching up every fucking 5 minutes. But no, like actual like you see like then it's always like the second game of like one of these national events that's like, oh, not as many people came and stuff like that, and something like that. What are your thoughts on that? Like doing that, is that?
I don't know. I don't run at that level.
Yeah.
If it happened here, if we did 2-day events here and it happened here, I probably wouldn't say too much as long as, because I understand the purpose is to like rebalance, and that's fine. At a national level event, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think anybody fucking cares.
I don't think anybody cares. Exactly. I never heard anybody say anything otherwise. Most people go, oh yeah, I never really thought of that.
Everybody, beyond MilSim West, everybody else is you're just there with your friends.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
You're
exactly.
not part of the coalition. You're not. You're you're just there, and maybe the commander of the team is like, "Hey, we need building 37." Or
Yeah.
and you go up, you look at building 37, and then you survey it. Like, is it even being pushed right now? No. Okay, cool. We're going this way, and that's as much as you like really think about.
Exactly.
You know. So yeah, man. If you were just looking and you were like, "Oh, teams are super unbalanced," and then like as long as you called yourself out, removed yourself from the situation, changed, and then came back, that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you go back to the car and go, oh man, there's like very few green today.
Yeah.
There's like, or there's a lot of. I've always noticed that it's the tan team that's always.
I'm trying to think.
Usually out sometime, but then all of a sudden you'll get a bunch of multicam. But a lot of times I've seen that the tan is the thing. But because I think a lot of people like green because. Most places they
East
play,
Coast, yeah.
and even like it's just.
I would wonder if games on the West Coast, because I've never done one, or I wonder if games on the West Coast have a higher, like,
green
like
dropout.
Tan, yeah, exactly, right.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's possible. I'm actually curious about that. Yeah, that'd be interesting. If anybody in the comments can,
we could ask
tell
Mike.
us that.
We could ask Mike from Tactical League.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because it's always the same, right? It's not so much for Crossroads because people believe in their minds that, which is true, that multicam is a viable camo for the East Coast, and it is.
Yeah.
So for Crossroads, selling out the government forces is pretty easy. But for like Blood Diamond, green sells out in a week.
Yeah.
PAA sells out instantaneously.
Yeah.
Green sells out in a week, and then I'm just sitting there like, come on, tan.
Yeah.
The team still has 50 tickets
Like,
left.
Yeah.
It always sells out, but it's always like 2 weeks before the event.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
But that's why you got to. That's why I think like a lot of new players is like what I said last time. A lot of new players that actually start like consuming, the podcast and just in general. I don't think a lot of them know like there's other camouflages besides multicam and whatever. Because obviously your Army Navy store is going to have stuff. If you want to get something for inexpensive, because it's just clothes. You're going to beat them up. You're going to whatever. But there's a lot of like cool camouflages, like desert tiger stripe. There's like wacky like Saudi Arabia camouflage. It's like tan or like something weird, and you can just choose your own adventure. That's one thing that for a lot of the games, like when it's the camo.
Well, I think the mindset is because we're on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
The mindset is tan camos don't work.
Yeah,
and my honest opinion is any camo that's dirty enough will work, and also laying in the prone is invisibility.
Yeah.
You could be wearing a white fucking coat.
Yeah.
And if you're laying in the prone, 90%.
I think enough brush and things like that, like and stuff like that. I think also like even just the face covering, even if you use like one of the, because we have the green Army nets, like even that enough really breaks up your face. So like even a tan one would be fine, or like a hood or Viper hood that's tan would break out just your face and your silhouette of your shoulders.
I mean, Dave's right. On Sunday, I was wearing the green bug net and a Ranger green shirt.
Yeah.
And I just laid on my back on the ground and I let players walk like 10 feet.
Yeah. That green bug net is like a really, it's so deceptively simple yet excellent at, like at least breaking up your outline. Yeah. Sure.
And then I thought I had my super cool MilSim moment just to find out that Dave just walked around me.
Oh, yeah.
I crawled through the open field in between the tree line of Vietnam and the tree line for the hill that goes up to Fuel Depot from African.
Okay.
Kind of like where like you can look straight down and see that red triangle structure. The grass is like this fucking tall right now.
Okay.
And
great.
Every time a player on our team tried to walk into that field, he got fucking schwacked. And I was like, I can
wait. From the oil refinery to African Village?
So there was somebody in that tree line, and I was in the tree line across the hill.
Oh, okay. I think I remember.
And,
Okay.
The grass is like this tall, and every time somebody on our team tried to walk through that open field at that hill, they just get shot. And I was like, Dave just died. I'm gonna crawl.
Dave got friendly fired.
Dave got friendly fired, and then he came back.
And then I went around. Oh, and then I got shot.
Yeah, he got shot again.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I shot those two dudes. But then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna crawl through this open field and I'm gonna get right up on this dude and I'm gonna schwack him. And I'm like 3/4 of the way across the field, crawling real slow, making sure I'm not getting seen. Nobody's hearing me. I'm like checking to make sure the grass is still tall.
He's just farming ticks, dude.
And then I just hear in front of me, I hear a Bosch unit just go, wah, 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 wah. And I was like, who the fuck? Because all the Bosch units were on one team.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is over there? I thought it was Josh.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Dan went home. That's got to be Josh. Like Dave died. And then I hear Dave yell, guys, push up. I'm like, how the fuck? What?
Yeah.
As opposed to low crawling through the field, I just stayed in the tree line and
Walked all the way around.
Kind of walked all the way around. I don't know how I got into the tree line closest to them. And so when I came up on Fuel Depot, it was just asses and elbows. I was like, wait.
That was the moment I was striving for, but I thought I was being real cool about it. And then Dave was just like, no, I killed everybody. Welcome to the party.
So now it's been 2 months, solid 2 months, right, since the reopening, right?
Yeah.
How
May.
May was it May?
May,
The
yeah.
first week of May.
First week of May.
Okay, so it's been so basically 2 months.
Yeah,
so
weekend.
how has the reception been for the CQB?
Oh, it's good. Everybody loves it. I mean, the real test will be a year from now when everybody's tired of it. You know what I mean?
They'll be like, oh man, like I wish we could move
again.
this.
Or they'll be like, oh, that's all they have. That's all they use is the CQB. It's just a shiny new toy right now, and it'll fade. I mean, I made the joke, Newtown is the redheaded stepchild. We don't even look it in the eyes anymore.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
I mean, to be fair, on Sunday we pretty much stayed out of it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it's neat. It's fun.
It changes the flow.
Yeah, I wish, money being no object, I wish that we could do more with it. I want to go up the hill. I want to basically erase that open ground from Mosque down.
Tree line down.
I want to erase that because even like we were using the Aries Alpha app, right? The tracker app, right?
Yeah, that's a pretty cool thing. By the way, I saw a little bit of that.
It's for commanders. It's an amazing tool.
Yeah.
And for staff, same thing. But it's always the same. And this was true during Blood Diamond and everything. Is like if you are spawning on the north side and you get cut off, like if you don't maintain a presence in CQB, and you get pushed back up that hill, it is almost
impossible. Yes,
to get down there. And I still want to put another street in.
Yeah,
but it really needs like 2 more.
I feel like you need a little bit. Like some kind of structure, some kind of Jersey barriers, cars, something over in that one area that's where the Connex Castle is and that hill. Yeah, because I was trying to get in there. Dude, we were throwing so many smoke grenades, and I did have a moment where I was like, what the fuck? Why aren't these guys moving up? I ran down like the 40-year-old, like about to collapse. I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. Like, but I will say the vast improvement from playing the first time and then was like, the next week you guys put up all the drapes that made all the difference. Like that was perfect. You know what I mean? And it's hilarious. You're walking through and all of a sudden you see like the wind breeze. You're like,
And again, those are temporary because eventually they're just going to be shutters and doors. And, but again, time and money, Yeah,
but even just that simple thing just makes it like so much better.
Blocking sight lines.
Yeah, exactly. But
no, reception's been good. Everybody seems to enjoy it. We just need to not rain every fucking weekend. And we're good.
That would be ideal.
Yeah. Last weekend was the first 2 days without rain in like 30 weekends or something like some crazy record-breaking shit.
I think, the news was talking about it was like 20.
We're good this weekend.
Right now.
It's only Tuesday, man.
Yeah, right now we're good.
Yeah, over here, what's interesting is it rains here because like I guess it condensates and then like we're like at the top of a mountain or whatever, and then
it's all you city folk breathing and adding to the clouds.
We're breathing it exactly. It's just like all our water.
Even though all of our weather comes from the west and not the south, but no, it's good. I'm happy with it. We just need to work on capture stations. Like it would just make capture points would make open play a little bit easier because right now we can't. We're using props instead of flag stations, and props can be moved, and that's the purpose, right? We're still trying to learn like what's the best way to utilize this thing. But we need to put up flag stations, and we have all these ideas about levers and.
What about you know what I was thinking
for an easy one because Dylan and I figured it out the day of MilSim Day.
I think he's about. I'm wondering if you're going to say something I'm about to say.
So it doesn't work on every building, but like you saw, we bought red and blue flags.
Yeah.
I just tied a piece of paracord between the two, and we're like, hey, we're gonna hang them out of the windows, and that's who's in control, like Pine Plane style.
Yeah.
And then Dylan comes back from putting the flags out, and he goes, hey, remember how you guys had to cut all the little like D-rings off the floor? He's like, they're still on the ceiling.
Yeah,
So a lot of the windows, there's a D-ring right there. He's like, I just slid it through that. So now you can, like, they can't take the flag. They can only change which one's hanging out the window.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty slick. So for right now, obviously not every building there was a window cut exactly where there's a D-ring, but we can walk around the 2-story buildings and find where they are.
Yeah, that might have to be the solution
temporary
right
solution.
now.
I'd be curious how much it would cost for like night game, right? For capture point,
Like red and blue lights.
red and blue lights, where you go in there and there's like a little mini light switch, and you just select
We used to use something like that.
and something like that where it's blue, and then you would actually. What's funny with if you had a drone or just an elevated position, it would be really neat to see like it changing colors in a time lapse of like you'd see how many.
They're cool. They tend to be bright,
Yeah,
And they tend to get shot.
and they tend to get shot. Yeah,
So-
we used to have green and like an amber.
Yeah.
And they were at every place, and they were really cool for like the first couple of night games when we used them. They just had a little button on the bottom, so we put them at the flag station. You just press the button. They were really bright, and then they just got destroyed.
I wonder if like what about maybe the LED strips? Like LED strips, you just glue them to the wall or something like that, or not like strip them to the ceiling or something like that.
And you could do that interior actually.
And then it would be blue. It'd be like, oh shit, they're blue in there. And then like they would
like the whole
That-
interior lights up blue.
Yeah, but now
Yeah.
because there's drapes over every door and window, you wouldn't really be able to see that from the outside.
But you'd
you'd
see,
see it.
you'd
Yeah,
see a
you'd
little
see
bit.
it.
You'd see that
You'd see it.
crack. So it'd be like, oh, is that blue or red? All right, let's go over there. So
Yeah.
like that might be not bad because then, dude, how many people? Look, if it
That
gets
would
shot
work
out,
for night games. It probably wouldn't work well. For
no, it wouldn't go work for day games. But for
No.
the night games, it would look cool because then there would still be ambient light for non night vision
yeah.
players.
So you haven't seen CQB.
at night.
No, I haven't, and I really want to. Yeah,
It's
The
really good.
appropriate amount of light.
yeah, I've seen
it's-
pictures of it, but they don't do it justice to being there. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
why I want to play. So I'm hoping to come.
And even the videos I got, they like that camera is so ridiculous that it just looks like daytime in there.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. The when you posted on Instagram with
Dan,
Dan leading the charge or whatever,
Yeah.
it looks like it's at twilight. It's pitch fucking black.
That's cool.
like
That's
I was,
awesome.
I was wearing nods for that. Like,
That's
it was
awesome.
dark as fuck out.
The point where somebody's getting I don't know who, if it was Anthony or some other just random player getting shot in the Connex.
Oh, that
And it
was,
was just like-
that was Eric Mark.
And it was just like BBs flying everywhere. And it's really funny when you see that, right? That you think about it. That's happening probably during the day as well. And you just don't.
the shattering?
Yeah.
Oh,
and you
yeah,
just
yeah,
don't.
yeah,
yeah.
And you just never seen it like that. But with the glow in the dark, you really see it. But then I wonder if they shatter like that. Like
They
the
do.
glow in, because the glow in the dark is a little bit different, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
'cause
Maybe.
there's high fluorescent glow powder in the BBs, but
Yeah.
you will see non-tracer bio BB shatter just like that too. That's the whole reason why you can't wear Mesh Eye Pro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bio BB shatter.
Isn't that crazy? Yo, every time I see like the UK people playing, I'm like, bro, what is going on here? Your universal healthcare ain't that good, bro.
Like, if,
yo, what are you?
if you go walk into the Connex boxes now, you'll see shards of tracer and
Yeah.
non-tracer.
Remember the sound, like the whole mask that was just one giant mesh thing?
Yeah, dude, that fucking website I was looking at, they sell it.
Oh,
It's
God.
$4.
Oh, God.
No.
You know what
my
else
God.
shattered in new CQB? The windshield of one of the Jeeps.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Anthony and I did some science. We were doing some myth busting.
Yes.
And it's always been, to us anyway, because we've never seen it. I was too late to the airsoft scene to really experience the silica BB craze.
The 2.7s, the BioValve 2.7s.
And the extent of my experience with them is the very first time I ever played airsoft at a field was actually here when it was a different field. And the guy, it was me, the owner, and one other gentleman that showed up to play. And this other gentleman, who we became good friends, he was using silica BBs. I didn't fucking know any better, right? And the very first shot I ever took in fucking airsoft was to the iPro with silica BBs, dude.
And they shattered them?
No,
Oh.
no.
ANSI rating's a real thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But
That
they
does
used
not
to-
mean that silica BBs are okay to use.
Yeah.
So I had my Kythera set up green tag,
Yeah.
so I didn't like crank it up, put silica BBs in it.
Well, we
Went-
chronoed it beforehand, before we walked up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was shooting like 338 with 2.5s.
Okay.
And then we went up
And the
there.
silica BB is usually like 2.7
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
2.7.
Like they're an odd weight.
So
Yeah.
from like 50 feet, I'm shooting at one of the side windows on the right.
Yeah.
First couple, like you can see the window like flex when it got hit,
Yep.
and then the third one we heard it like
Yeah.
crack.
Some do right
And then,
through.
and then as we're walking up to it to inspect it, you just hear like the
Yeah.
like you just hear like that tempered glass is
What's
still
very
cracking.
What's very interesting about those BBs, right? They're obviously for maybe people that don't know, they are clear. They
Yeah.
are clear.
Yep.
And the thing is that at a certain distance, they become super visible for the shooter, but the other person cannot see them.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting at night. You can you see them if there's twilight or like light pollution, you'll see them reflect a little bit. Especially if you fire and then have a light, it's like crystal balls of death. That's what I used to call it. I used to use a saw with that, and like literally, it was amazing. But I think that was a real revolution because I think people realized, oh wow, there's like a different weight than a 2.5. There was like KCS 3s, but they weren't as like popular. Like they, obviously they had to come from Japan or whatever, or Taiwan or whatever. I think actually
Taiwan.
Japan. No, KWC is the Taiwan version, and KSC is Japan. That's right. It was Japanese, so it would be expensive to get them. But 2.7s, you're just like, oh wow, there's like this, and then just other advances, like then be like, oh wow, these BBs are awesome, and because they don't give like other BBs, they literally you'd get welts. You'd be like, fuck, this hurts. Like I do not want to get hit with this.
So we shot the front windshield.
Yeah.
The first shot just like got embedded into
Oh,
the
yeah,
glass.
yeah.
Like that BB's still in that windshield.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, you
The
literally
headlight went right through.
Oh yeah.
Like
it didn't care about the headlight.
yeah.
Yeah, I've shot glass before with those and like just full autoed, and it literally, what's hilarious, I've shot that and it went through, but like it looks like how like the movies when like glass is shot where there's like little
Yeah.
spalding, and it actually kind of does that a little bit. And it's like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
you're shooting this people's shit.
So it's funny when I realize like the newer generation of airsofters have no idea what these fucking things are.
Yeah, they're
Good.
Because
Thank God. Thank God.
Even still sells them.
I know they do, but there was a kid in here like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and he had to be 16. He's been playing airsoft for like a year or so, but he's still in that like phase of like kind of asking dumb questions. And I say that politely because he's like, it'd be really cool if we had like translucent BBs, like BBs that were perfectly clear. And I looked at him and was like, yeah, they exist. They're not allowed. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, they're silica. They're glass BBs, dude. And I literally grabbed the bottle and I was like, look, and I like poured some out in my hand. I was like, you can see straight through them.
Oh, you know what? Is it because the ones I brought here that are
Yeah.
so? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know
what
what?
they
Actually,
use.
I actually kind of. You know what? I actually keeping them here is actually good because one, I would only come up here to play, but like that's a good information thing. Like, hey man,
Yeah.
this is why you don't use these, because these literally, even with the iPro, they were cracking iPro. They were stretching those things out. Like especially if it was a hot shooting gun, you were like, oh god.
So
like,
that was the thing, and I showed this kid, and he's like, "Oh my god, I didn't know." I was like, "Yeah, well, in the safety brief, when we say no silica or glass BBs, these are what we're talking about."
Yeah.
because it's not plastic.
You almost have to show people what do they mean, like, oh.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. Is it like is it one of those things you tell them about it?
Yeah, because
Dude,
then
then
now
they
they
go-
know it.
Then they go, oh man, that's what I should get. Oh, Evike's
No.
selling them for like $4 a piece.
Yeah.
So $4 a bag, and I'm just gonna use these because they shoot better.
But
Nah, people shoot heavier BBs. It's fine.
shoot for us.
They have steel
Yeah.
BBs.
Yeah.
They have 0.9 grams steel BBs.
0.9 gram, because I remember the heaviest ceramics I remember was 0.88s, and HPA made them for a while.
0.90 gram steel
At-
6mm BBs.
At the very least, they put not for gaming use in the description of there.
But
Yeah.
it was
Point-
funny
That's a
because
great way to
0.88.
scratch up your inner barrel.
when you gave me the bottle of those, I was like, oh, we're gonna make this cool video.
Yeah.
And I like one night for shits and giggles with Tyler went out and shot a pair of Pyramex iPro.
Yeah.
It didn't fucking do anything to him. And we
Yeah.
were shooting with like a pretty hot gun.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is bullshit. I think like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna waste the time on the video. And then I see these two come in on Sunday afternoon and just grab the bottle and they're like, we're gonna go do some
Yeah.
testing. I was like, the fuck are you guys doing? They came back and they're like, nope, it shattered the
Yeah,
window.
it won't go through the glasses, but the problem is that they're so they I've seen them crack or take off the protective material that like
could.
keeps
Yeah.
keeps it from like the fogging and the chipping and stuff.
Yeah.
And the problem is like if you get hit like on the anywhere else, you literally it's pain compliance. Now those like even at low FPS, even at like I was saying, I've said this before. Like I've seen Tokyo Marui stock guns like 285 shoot through like school bus glass. Now that's like single pane, not single pane, but it's not as thick as like super
not
windshield. But yeah, you just go right through it. Like you'll shoot through these like windows. If you're familiar with the shop, these little ones.
Yeah, it's
right
not
through.
safety glass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I thought about it as like, dude, they would go straight through a display case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would not. Yeah, exactly. It'd be like, oh boy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was really surprised that it first shot embedded into the car windshield
yeah.
with that, because that is safety glass, and I was just like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah. I remember my buddy was using those, and you couldn't. It didn't matter because like. He got it where it shot all right with them, but he was just testing out. He had an old Tanaka pre-ban bolt action, and those things would get. It was a Japanese gun, but for some odd reason, you put green gas in it, it shot way too hot. It shot like 600 plus FPS. It was fucking crazy, and he still got that. I still got the Tanaka Car 98s. Those are cool. Tanaka Car 98. It's got it's got on it. It's crazy. It's the most ridiculous thing ever. It's like it's
Tanaka has always made historical records.
yeah. The ACIS it was cool, but like those 2.7s were something else. But but now like all these heavy BBs, like the 4s, dude, there's 4.8s. That's it's just like
and they're readily available.
It's like half a gram, bro. Like it's crazy.
BLS makes 5.5s.
Really?
Yeah,
it's up to that now?
They're great.
How?
They are 0.55 gram BBs. They're not white. They're dark gray.
I know there's 5.0s that are dark gray.
No, they have
and they're
0.55.
magnetic.
Yeah.
Well, anything over 3.6
Yeah.
is basically magnetic.
Yeah, so BLS has 3.6, 4.0, 4.3, 4.5. I think they have 4.8s. Then they have 5.0s and 5.5s.
Waiting for 1 gram. When is 1 gram coming? We're gonna break the laws of
Fuck
physics. 1 gram. We're gonna be like, we're gonna shoot it out of. How about 1 gram projectiles? I've said this before, and we just have Civil War
Fuck
rifles, where it's like, you just want to. You basically, if you get hit, you want to die. You don't want to reload. You know what? We got to add to that. This is what you got to add to that. So, all right, Civil War battle, right? Civil War battle. We've done this, but we've talked about this before, right? It would be super cool with JG bar 10s. We could do that, right? Or some kind of kit to do that, right? Now, how are you going to do artillery or cannons, right? So what you do is you get potato cannons, right?
Oh, God.
But then what you do is you get like, like the soccer balls that are kind of squishy?
Yeah.
You get those, but you have them fire at like some
Mock Jesus.
some speed. So when you get hit, you're just like, oh, it's like literally getting hit by like and just imagine you got to reload, like, oh, reload, and you got to like
I know
stuff
the
it down
medic
the
system.
barrel.
If we do a Civil War game, the medic system will be a shot of whiskey,
Yeah.
and then a hacksaw.
Yeah.
That's your 30 seconds, and then after the hacksaw, you have to tie your hand behind your back,
your leg, yeah.
and then you have to use your saber.
Yeah. That'd be hilarious. And then you know what? Okay, I'll allow it. I'll allow this. We can't have horses. We have wild horses. So I'll allow.
We can have bicycles.
Yes, I said not bicycles, but e-bikes that are just like little. The e-bike scooters where you sit kind of like this, and just where you have your suit, but you have to make sure that your e-bike looks like a horse. Like you got to put like the horse head on the front and be like charge, and just like actually like try to like, and then you just have a nerf story. You just start hitting people and getting. Honestly, I would love to do that just as a goof. It would be really funny to see just trying to load one PB at a time, like oh God, Jesus. But make it like kind of high FPS, so that like if you get hit, it's like, oh Jesus, oh fuck.
I wonder if anybody's tried a Civil War airsoft.
Oh man, I don't know, because the problem is there's no guns, and if there is one, it's some Japanese like historically accurate one that's like $2,500. You know what I mean? If someone could make a 3D printed kit to use a JG bar 10 or something like that, or something that like just one shot. I think you could get people on board. If it was cheap enough, I think people would do it just as a goof. Because you're going there for the goof.
Yeah.
Like you're going like, oh man. But then do you add a hop up? Do you make them? No, you make them
Smooth bore.
Smooth bore. So you'd go with full power, right? So you're just like going, all right, well, we're hoping that the barrel just doesn't rattle around. Now, at this point, do you make it 6mm or you make it 8mm?
Oof.
You know, but there's
I mean,
no
8.
There's no really 8mm. You know, but
Well, there were lever actions.
so then
And
it's
some bolt gun.
look as you go as we keep going. Do we use those rubber defensive rounds that are in those those wacky pistols
it.
that they sell?
Fuck it. Black powder rifles,
Yeah.
man up, stand on line.
We're shooting 22s at each other.
Yeah.
Oh man, with pellet guns.
This is actually a fun rabbit hole. There's a YouTube video called "Why Don't Reenactors Use Airsoft? How do we know if we're hit?"
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Imagine
Maybe-
going to a Civil War reenactment, like you paid money to watch it. It's all historical,
Meow.
teaching the kids about history, and then somebody's like, "Call your head!"
Yeah.
So then at that point, would you? Okay, so if that's happening, would you have people blank firing so then you get that full effect of the smoke?
You have to.
So then it's like,
normally.
oh,
They do that. They do blank firing for those reenactments.
yeah. But what I'm saying is you'd have that in your airsoft game. So you're getting shot too, right? And there's like right. Oh man, then you gotta have the bayonets, and the bayonets gotta be soft, so you can just be like this. You're just smacking each other. Guys are just getting smacked in the face with a soft foam.
Black powder blank fire is not like, it's not like super cool. Like if there's no projectile, there's not really like.
Yeah, but just the idea of the smoke, because otherwise then you can't see anybody, and then they're like, oh, you charge it. It would just be so goofy. It would just you'd have to have it with people that like understand. Then you gotta get into.
We need bayonets that have retractable blades.
Oh, yeah.
So that when you
No, because then you're just gonna stab them with the barrel.
Yeah, you might stab them with the barrel because you'd be like, oh.
we need retractable barrels so that you can retract the whole gun through him.
Like if you think about it, dude, a muzzle loader wouldn't be that hard, right? So you make the ramrod when you put the ramrod down,
Yeah.
you
It would
cock
cock
the gun.
gun.
right?
Oh yeah.
So then
So
you
instead of a bolt, it would cock. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you
We
don't
still have to
destroy it.
manually cock it anyway.
You
No,
do.
but what we're saying
He's
is
talking
that
about the airsoft gun.
the airsoft
Some of
gun,
the
you'd
airsoft-
have the ramrod actually hit the front nozzle piston and do.
the thing that's doing the firing.
Well,
Yeah.
the closest we have is that flintlock pistol. And,
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
green
Gas,
gas.
though. Well, yeah, it's gas.
So when you pull the hammer back, it is, you are striking a valve.
Yeah, but you need a reason to.
That'd
You
be
still have
sick.
to muzzle load it.
Yeah,
Muzzle
Well,
load,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, but it would be way more immersive if you had to
Oh,
reset.
I
the
even got
gun
no.
that
I
way.
even got one better. How about this? Make it longer. So you have to reset the gun, right? Then you got to use the. Then you got to take a green gas can and put the gas in it. Then take it out. Then take the thing, put the BB in it, and like it's literally laborious process to fire one round, like some ungodly like.
The green
need
gas doesn't even do anything.
Yeah,
it just spews out the front.
Oh no, you make no. The green gas does do something because let's say in the front of the gun you have a little chamber with baby powder. So every time you fire, it's like.
There you go.
So you have like this is
We just invented a gun.
that'd be
There you go, APS.
Anthony. Yeah, APS.
we need
a piece of shit,
There you go, APS. We just gave you your new idea.
We need an airsoft Lewis gun.
dude. If
Were Lewis guns used in Civil War?
no,
Or were they still using those crank?
no,
What?
The Gatling gun.
the Gatling gun. Yeah, that was
but that's
towards
also
the end. Towards the end of the war.
Way late. I don't
Yeah,
even know
way
if it
late.
saw service.
I think 5 of them. I think they said 5, and I think it was like there's one photo of like semi-trench warfare kind of
Yeah.
like, and that's like putting it like lightly.
Dude, at the Gettysburg Museum, they have this. So picture a revolver, but as a rifle.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Seen that. That's really cool.
Which makes sense. Could you imagine?
No, it like maimed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
That's what
Could you imagine just having 6 rounds instantaneously while everybody else is like "Ooh," jerking off their rifle?
You're just like walking up to the.
boom, 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 and then you could just instantly just put the bullets. Oh my god! Like
No,
that's like
they were still cap and ball, so you still had to.
so you still had to.
Have you ever thought, what if I had a time machine and I just went back to like the Revolutionary War
There's a video game.
Yes,
with
yes,
an
the
AR,
arm-
too.
body armor, night
I
vision?
thought of that,
and I
but
just
wait,
helped
there's a
them
video
fight the
game?
British a little bit.
Wait, there's a video game called
Yeah, it
this?
was on the PlayStation 2.
Really?
No, it's a new one.
What is it
Oh, there's
called?
a new one.
There's a new one. I can't remember what it's called. but there's the like all the trailers is a dude like driving a pickup truck through like medieval battles.
Oh yes, I have seen that. Yes, yes, that one. I've seen that one. I've
I
seen
remember the one from the PS2 where you were like a time traveling cowboy. And
Oh,
it
that
was
one sucked,
It was terrible.
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, that was like not Time Cop, but Time Splitters.
I think that was the name
Time
of it.
Splitters.
And you could like go back to the Civil War with like an AR-15.
Like who would win? Like you with an AR and 2 cases of ammo
Are they 1,000
versus
round or 20 round
300
cases?
Spartans.
Oh,
AR.
They're gonna be terrified of what you're doing. They're gonna be like you're like witchcraft or something.
yeah.
These are Spartans.
Doesn't matter. They still
Effective
believe.
range of a 5.56.
Yeah. And on their formation, fuck, you could back it out to 800 yards.
Yeah,
dude.
but like their shields were like, I'm pretty sure they're
bronze.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
bronze shields.
Like, fuck,
You don't even need like.
I guess if they
995,
all right,
you just
if
need
there's a known
855.
if there was a known distance and they were committed and they were going to charge in, especially maybe those people because they'd be like, oh, he died, who cares? They just
Yeah,
step
but
right
this
over
was
him.
also during the time period of like where they believed people were still witches. And fucking
that's what I'm
shit.
thinking.
So,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna charge that dude that's 800 yards away. After the first 10 get dropped at 800 yards by that dude, they're gonna be like, no.
Well, yeah,
fucking
well, I mean,
Yeah.
at 800 yards, think about their experience, right? Somebody dies, and then they hear a crack, boom, and they're like, what?
Oh, they think like, they think
Zeus?
God. Yeah,
Like,
Zeus. Yeah,
what
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah,
and then
they think
and then
they're
somebody else
They
dies.
see a redneck
and
in
then a crack-
overall smoking a cigarette and think he's some evil deity because he's got a gun.
no,
They make
that's-
marble sculptures of them.
Well, now
It's got an ash that long on its
King
cigarette.
Cletus.
Cletus Nidus. The leader.
Yeah, you should. You know what? You should make a Lewis gun.
Also, for context,
And
the Lewis gun didn't come out until 1930.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's
You should make one.
Fucking 40
How would you-
years later. 50 years later.
But yeah, I would. I like to see that. I'd be interested in it. Oh man, then could you imagine having to wear those like wool outfits in the heat like now? I can't even imagine that. See, I forgot that Gettysburg was July 4th.
Yeah.
I was like,
the
oh
whole
yeah,
weekend.
yeah. The whole,
July 1st through the.
yeah. And just everybody
July
just
4th, yeah.
everybody just showed up, and then like, it's kind of funny.
Everybody
like
just showed up.
Yeah, that's basically it.
It didn't quite happen like that.
Well, they were like, so historians have said that they didn't just show up, but like what happened was the roads, because of how like it was like a thing.
Everything.
They all went, oh
Yeah.
wait, what the hell? Oh shit! Oh, it's like I can't even imagine charging in and like people are dying left and right, and you're just like, oh, let me jerk off my rifle, and like and then after all that being like, oh, I guess we failed, we'll go back, and then like go back again. They're like, oh my god, Jesus.
We'll give it a good solid 3 tries.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if like at that point in the war, I mean, a lot of the line, when we think about it, we think about them standing in lines, lowering.
Yeah. I mean,
But realistically,
they stopped doing that.
They
stopped doing that.
Once
yeah.
the mini ball or the mini ball came onto the scene, now you've got rifling. So you're in the very beginning, they're using Revolutionary War tactics with rifles that were way more accurate.
Yeah.
And they were just like, whoa, fuck, a lot of people died on that fucking volley. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit, maybe we should hide behind these trees. And they did. They built fortifications and all sorts of shit. It was
Yeah.
I mean, they were still in line just to create the defensive line, but they weren't
Yeah.
like.
I think also the fact that like they had to stick together because there's such confusion, there's so much smoke,
That's
and
why
so
they had
much
the flags,
yeah.
dude. So that the commanders could see
That's
what
my
unit it was.
my understanding. That's where capture the flag comes from.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I've heard that's where capture the flag comes from, because like you try to take the enemy's flag because then they become leaderless down, a whole line of people.
They don't
So
know who it
I don't know.
is.
Maybe somebody in the comments will be, well, actually, capture the flag starts from Marie Antoinette, and she fucking said something, and
Let them eat flags.
let them eat flags. Yes, I said, let the peasants play this game, and I'll give them cake. There you go. All right.
hell yeah.
You know she never said that?
Jordan's like, fuck, I gotta edit all this shit.
No, it stays.
Please say in the comments, say thanks, Jordan.
You're welcome.
Say thank you, Jordan. You're a real saint. You're a real good guy.
No, I'm realizing we're encroaching on 2 hours. It's already after 1 o'clock, and I still have to edit this in like 24 hours
Why?
because I'm not going to be here Thursday. So
Sucks to suck.
yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah. So I got to get this done.
Alrighty, so we're gonna wrap this baby
Yeah,
up.
I guess we'll wrap it up then. I guess that was a perfect end of a nice a nice podcast.
That was a wild ride. We did a lot of
Way
we
better
went
than
yeah.
yesterday. 'Cause
nuclear power, some politics. Why are people mean to each other?
Yeah. Ended up on
They're very mean. They say nasty
I was
things.
hoping they'd do it. Excellent.
Very nasty things.
Excellent. I like that.
ended on Marie Antoinette.
Yeah. There you go.
Fantastic.
There we go.
Guys, with that, good night, God bless. We're out.
Who do we have to bully?
Bye bye.
Bully Grimnir.